Hi everyone, welcome to Pride of Iron's YouTube channel. I'm Jim Dolan and I'm co-chair of Pride of Irons. And I'm joined today by two of our members. We've got Rob. Say hello, Rob.
Hello, my name's Rob.
Coming all the way from
Wiltshire.
sunny Wiltshire. And then we have Brandi. Brandi coming from
Calgary, Alberta, Canada.
Calgary, Alberta, Canada.
Much more exciting, yeah.
So this little video is just a little kind of pre-season get-together, a little bit of chat about what we think is going to be happening, how we feel. So we'll just jump straight in. So folks, end of last season, lockdown kind of broke things up, which maybe was a good thing for us, getting some injuries back, maybe getting a bit of rest. The team came out the other side of it kind of transformed in confidence, in tactics, in the way they played. And Mikel Antonio went from scoring, what did he score, 4 goals before lockdown and then 8 afterwards. How did you both feel? I mean, start with you, Rob, after the lockdown when we got back on the pitch?
I think one of the major changes for us is that we kind of played Antonio up front and we went with a much more faster attack. Because I think we spoke about this before, haven't we, Jim? Like when you got Heller up front, it's a very slow game. Because we played with like Antonio and sometimes I suppose Fennell was whoever Anderson, we played on the break quite fast. And I think that for us that really worked towards the end of the season. And I think it just led to us kind of scoring a lot more goals and being a much more dangerous side. And you kind of saw that as well as when we brought Heller on and the game just dramatically changed down and slowed down. I don't know if you guys actually
became really pedestrian, didn't it? And the same when you kind of see the amount of times we were frustrated when Anderson was started. And you're like, why? This guy, I mean, he may have all the skill in the world, but he just doesn't seem to try, and he gives up so easily. He'll try and do something clever with the ball, he'll lose it, and then he'll just watch it disappear.
I know, So, I think he was really, really suffering from confidence. So I kind of always deep down hoping he'll get that back and he'll become that player we had in the first season. But sometimes you just don't get it back. And I think beginning this season we make a break for him, and because don't forget the windows opens October, so then bids can still fly in for him, hopefully. And but then if he kicks off, if he hits the ground running, it's good for us, isn't it?
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, I'm willing to give any player a chance if they come back and improve themselves. And let's hope that he does if we don't end up selling him. Brandi, how did you feel after those, what was it, last 10 games that we got in very quick succession?
Yeah, I'll be honest. I was really scared. And I was at the last game at the stadium. And I was at the game against Norwich at the beginning of the season. But I was at the last game. And I felt like we played really well. And Gakia played that game. I think it was his first game starting for the first team, and I was excited to see him. But I'll tell you, when everything came back, I was really scared. I didn't know what to expect, to be honest. And wow, they came out, didn't they? And
absolutely, yeah.
They came out. I'm one of the ones who thinks that Noble is a West Ham legend, will probably get a statue one day and deserves it. I don't know if he should be starting for us anymore. I think he's a great on the bench to come out, maybe, kick some butts in the dressing room and on the pitch. We played fantastic. And it was great to see Gakia playing until he couldn't play anymore. So... But I'm really proud that we stayed up of our own accord. I'm really glad that the season didn't end because of a vote. And we would have made it through and people would have held it against us, saying, well, West Ham probably wasn't good enough to stay up, blah, 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 blah. We proved we were good enough to stay up. And our players played like a team, like like they don't always seem to be able to do. So I was proud of our team.
I think one of the things I really liked. Sorry. I was just going to say, one of the things I really liked about the restart, you had the option of watching the games with or without the fake crowd noise. I really liked watching it without and just hearing the players shout for each other. And that gave me confidence as well, that they were playing together for each other, because you could hear the communication.
Yeah, and the profanity. I think the 2 signings we've done as well really were massively important. And I think we've got to take a hats off to David Moyes for that massively, because I think Souček is the kind of player that we need.
I agree.
Yeah, and I think Bowen's that kind of workhorse that will get down, and he can do everything. Bowen, you think he's skillful.
I like the fact he's quite hard as well, like not in an aggro way, but in a not easily being knocked off the ball.
Like Johnny
I can't remember which game was it. He was being kicked all over the place, and he just kept getting up, and so many fouls against him. He just kept playing.
It was.
Before we got any help from the ref. But yeah, no, definitely the signings have been clearly made a massive difference in a short spell.
Do you reckon we'd have gone down without him?
Oh yeah, massively. I think without Souček,
I think
definitely
so.
Goals.
Especially without Bowen. Bowen, I think, was incredible.
I absolutely agree. I think because we could have Rice and Souček in the middle as well. The play was faster, and Noble, I think, sometimes slows the game down too much because he tries to dictate the play in his own kind of way. And it's like nothing against him, that's how he is. A lot of players do that. But I think when we had like Rice and Souček and we had Bowen, I think the play was fast. It was fast thinking as well. And then you had like Declan Rice staying back, and you had Souček going forward and getting him goals as well. And so many goals from centre of the park.
Yeah.
So what's the feeling around the club?
Everyone's got goal scorer from centre of the park.
What's the feeling around the club for you now then? So we had that positive end. Things have not really changed a huge amount, except we thought we were getting a player back from loan who are now not, that we sold. We haven't really bought we've not bought anyone.
We haven't bought anyone. No.
So how do you feel now? Before the season's starting in a couple of days, how are you feeling about it?
Oh well, for me, I think if we kind of go into this Newcastle game, the same kind of players, apart from the players that have left, I think hopefully we can get that momentum, going to carry on, be professional, and take that last season into it. I really hope we do, because it was a winning formula, and it was fast. And Newcastle were fast the way they play. They play as well. They play on the counter, and I think West Ham were doing that as well. We're taking like deep pressure and we're kind of on the counter. But it's selling Grady, I think might have done some really bad effects to the team and the morale of the team. And I think it could have been
obvious on social media. The players didn't like it either.
Well, did you guys watch the game, this friendly game? Not friendly, the Carabao Cup. Not Carabao Cup.
That way.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I get confused there. It just looked like they were just devoid of confidence for me. It was like a run in the park. It was
Antonio, I didn't look right at all.
No, he didn't, did he? I thought the same thing as well.
Yeah.
It was worrying. And I think Lanzini picked up a little niggle as well. So you've got the kind of same people getting the same injuries. And that's the thing. If we do get them injuries, we could be in trouble. Because our squad depth is not very good because we haven't signed anyone. Have we? So
onto that then, Brandi, where do you think we need to strengthen the most?
Well, I mean, everyone's always talking about centre back, but I think, one of our biggest problems, I think, last season was holding on to leads. Now, give you Fabianski is a superstar, and he was gone for a large part of the season. But, it's easy to say strikers, but I think our defense needs to be more consistent. And we get leads, but we can't hold them. Even if we're 2-0 or up by 2 or 3, I'm still always worried until
but that's the West Ham way.
Yeah, we'll still be worried.
but how many did we leak coming from essentially from left back? Like, whether it was Cresswell or Masuaku, like how many times was that the route in to get an equaliser?
I think there's a statistic actually. I think there's a statistic. I think most of the goals that we kind of conceded were from the play coming down the wing and coming in, and so that's something we really need to address. I don't know if Ben Johnson will be good for that for the right back, but I think we need the left back. Centre back and centre back is so bad.
Cresswell still the guy. I don't know.
I don't think so. I think he's lost his pace, and I think teams can just run past him now. But if you get someone like Newcastle, you got like that. What's his name? Santi Maximilian. What his name is? He's got a burn past him, 100 miles an hour, isn't he? He's going to stop him. All of us all together couldn't stop him.
Yeah.
Well, look, we're going to keep this video quite short, but and we're going to catch up throughout the season and see how we check in. But hopes for the season, Brandi. What are your genuine, realistic hopes for us?
So I think, can I blend in just a little bit the beginning of the season to get into my hopes for the? So I think we're either going to draw or possibly lose. I think Newcastle's made some fantastic signings. Yeah, but I think that we have the ability to always upset the big clubs. Always. We get points probably where we shouldn't. And I think we're going to continue to do that. Last season going in, I thought we should have probably been close to making Europe. That didn't happen, even though I think, we started out with a loss, but then we won several in a row. I don't think we're going to do that this year. I think we're going to struggle at the beginning, but I think we're going to come together, and I think we're going to play strong. I do think we can still be a 9 to 12 team, and I honestly believe that. I know that there's a lot of turmoil. You know what I hope? I hope fans, the supporters, leave their grievances outside the stadium. Do everything you want outside of the stadium, except for going to owners' houses. That's uncalled for. Do all the protests you want. Then come in that stadium, cheer loud, louder than you ever have. Make those players on the pitch know that we are West Ham. Make them, because that makes them confident and allows them to score goals. So I do believe we can still be a 9 to 12 team.
And then on that point, I think a lot of those groups have made it clear that they support the team, they support the manager, they support the other fans. And I think what you just said there, Brandi, is I think the ethos of those groups. And I hope so, and I hope that's what people decide to stick to. So Rob, fast running out of time. What are your hopes for the season?
I reckon we'll get 15 above. I think depending on signings, I think it will definitely be 15 above. I can't see us being any higher than that, I'm afraid, until we've got like a better balance in the squad and a bit more squad depth.
So you're saying a season looking over our shoulders, scared of relegation and
I don't think we'd be scared of relegation, but I don't think we'll be like pulling up trees, if I'm honest. I think we might have a nice little cup run I'm hoping for. But that's me being kind of, positive.
Well, let's see how we get on against Charlton midweek.
Yeah, absolutely. It'd be nice to see some youngsters in the team as well, I think.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think, to be honest, we haven't got a lot of options at the moment. There's no money to spend.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, right. Well, that's all we've got time for. We've got to wrap up. But thank you both for joining me.
Thank you very much.
We'll be checking in throughout the season, and we'll just be assessing it kind of every now and then, see how we're getting on, see if those predictions have changed, and who knows what happens by the end of the transfer window.
Yeah, there's actually some good news.
Excellent.
Exactly.
Yeah. Thanks very much to Brandi and to Rob. Yeah, come on, you Irons.